7 levels of masculine energy that force women to chase you. Psychology tips. True love is not about finding someone to live with. It's about finding someone you can't live without. Rafael Ortiz. There's a particular kind of masculine energy that women cannot resist, an energy that pulls us in even when we vow we won't be swayed. It's magnetic, compelling, and powerful, creating a force so strong that once a man possesses it, there's no turning back. Every woman craves this energy. It's the kind of power that makes us drawn to you in ways we can't explain. Whether it's your girlfriend, wife, or someone who's just met you, this energy makes us love you, desire you, and follow you. We'll surrender ourselves to it. When a man taps into his true masculine energy, we'll do anything for him. He becomes our obsession. He has us, and in that moment, we're willing to go to extremes. These 7 levels of masculine energy are what lead us deeper into your orbit. With each step, you pull us in tighter, and by the time we hit level 6, our desire is uncontrollable. At level 6, the craving becomes unbearable. Our thoughts are consumed by you. We obey without question, and will fight anyone who stands in your way. Master this level, and you'll forever be etched in our minds. 1. Physical presence. To truly capture a woman's attention and make her chase you, the first step isn't about achieving physical perfection. It's about the magnetic power of your presence. Many men believe that looks, a chiseled body, or expensive clothing are the keys to attraction. But the reality is far simpler. Your presence is what makes you stand out in a room before you even speak. A man doesn't need to be the most handsome, but if he carries himself with strength, confidence, and calm, his energy can completely shift the room. I have experienced it. A man can be average looking, yet when he enters a space with grounded confidence, my body reacts before my mind even catches up. My eyes instinctively follow him. My heart rate changes. I can't help but wonder, who is that man? This is the primal power of presence. It's the quiet message you communicate long before your words ever make their way into our ears. Presence isn't about what you wear or how you look. It's about how you move, how you stand, and how you make the space around you feel. When a man walks in with his shoulders back, his posture upright, and his movements deliberate, it's as though he owns the very air around him. His presence alone demands attention, and without him saying a word, we feel the shift. This is what draws us in. This is what makes us crave to be noticed by you. Psychology tips for attraction will tell you that this initial spark of interest isn't about the flashy stuff. It's about the energy you project. On the other hand, many men exude nervous or scattered energy. They shuffle their feet, fidget, or speak too quickly as though they are trying to convince us of their worth. This frantic energy is a turnoff because it signals insecurity. Love advice will remind you that people are drawn to calm and confidence, not to chaos. When a man feels the need to seek approval, it's palpable. He sends the message that his self-worth is dependent on our validation, and that destroys attraction. A grounded man, however, sends an entirely different message. He commands attention not with words, but with his very presence. He doesn't shrink into the background, and he doesn't apologize for taking up space. Dating tips will tell you that this quiet strength, this ability to exist unapologetically in any space, will make a woman want to know more, to chase after you. To master this, you must learn to slow down. Don't rush. Take a deep breath and exude confidence in your every movement. Psychology tips for men often overlook the importance of stillness. Don't shrink back or hide your true self. Stand tall and command the space you occupy. When you move with calmness and power, you become unshakable. This presence will speak volumes before your words ever reach her ears. It will create a magnetic pull. When your presence is strong, stable, and undeniable, you won't have to chase after her, she will chase after you. Remember, before she ever hears your voice or learns your name, she has already decided whether she wants to be around you. Your presence will speak for you, and when it's commanding and filled with strength, we can't help but be drawn to it. We need to be near it. We crave to be claimed by it. So, slow down, breathe deeper, and let your presence do the work for you. Psychology tips for attraction reveal that this inner calm and power are the true secrets to making a woman chase you. Love advice underscores this. Being grounded, confident, and still is what makes you irresistible. Number two, pay attention to how she treats her phone around you. You may think that all relationships are built on mutual respect, but what happens when you notice certain red flags? One of the most telling signs is how she treats her phone when you're around. It's not just about privacy, it's about secrecy, and there's a vast difference. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're sitting with her, having a pleasant moment together, and then you reach for your phone, casually looking to check a message or maybe scroll through a few notifications. But what happens next? If you notice her body stiffen, her voice sharpens, or even worse, if she suddenly feels the need to snatch the phone away, as if it's the most precious thing on earth, you're not witnessing a healthy respect for privacy. You're witnessing secrecy in action. And let me tell you, secrecy is the enemy of trust. It might be disguised as a desire for privacy, but make no mistake. It's a wall built high to protect something that doesn't belong in the light of day. A relationship thrives on openness, on the ability to share your lives with each other without fear of judgment or repercussions. If every time she touches her phone, you feel like you're being locked out, that's a major problem. Think about it for a second. What's hiding behind that screen that she doesn't want you to see? Is it messages from someone else? Hidden conversations? Or perhaps it's the uncomfortable truth that she doesn't respect you enough to be transparent with even the smallest details. Now, I know you might be tempted to brush it off with the excuse, everyone deserves privacy. But here's the thing. You must differentiate between privacy and secrecy. Privacy is respecting each other's space, but secrecy? That's a form of control. That's a silent message saying, you don't have a right to know what I'm doing. When she becomes defensive, evasive, or downright hostile every time you casually ask about her phone, that's not privacy. It's a warning sign. And here's the reality. You cannot build a relationship on suspicion. Suspicion erodes trust, and trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Imagine every night you fall asleep next to her, trusting her with your heart, your safety, your peace of mind, and your future. But if she can't trust you enough to share something as basic as a text message or call log, then where does that leave you? In that moment, you need to ask yourself, how can you trust her with your life, your dreams, or your emotions if she's hiding the little things from you? The key to attracting women, love psychology, and achieving true relationship goals is transparency. If you're constantly left feeling like you're in the dark, if you're left wondering what she's hiding behind that phone screen, then the intimacy you think you're building is nothing more than a facade. Walls don't protect love, they protect lies. Don't let yourself be fooled by excuses. If her phone is like a locked vault and she's creating walls to keep you out, then it's time to take a step back. You're not in a loving, trusting relationship. You're in the waiting room of betrayal. The longer you stay, the more it costs you, in trust, in peace, and in your dignity. Real love is built on openness, on honesty, and on the courage to share even the smallest details of your day. If you're not getting that from her, then it's time to ask yourself, what are you really building here? Is it a future or just a waiting game for heartbreak? You deserve more than secrecy and lies. You deserve a relationship where you can both be open, vulnerable, and trusting. Don't settle for less. 3. Direction and purpose. Presence is captivating. Emotional control commands respect. But if you stop there, attraction fades quickly. Why? Because once we feel safe with you, we crave something deeper. We need to sense that you have direction, purpose, and a clear path forward. Let me be brutally honest with you. I once dated a man who worshipped me. He gave me all his attention, time, and focus. At first, it felt good. He was there for me, always attentive, always present. But that didn't last. Why? Because he had no purpose outside of me. His entire existence revolved around making me happy. And that killed my desire. He stopped being a man I admired. He became a man I pitied. Every woman feels this. We crave a man who wakes up with fire, with a mission, a man who's pursuing something greater than himself and greater than us. When you have a purpose, something bigger than any woman, whether it's your career, your craft, or your vision, we feel that energy. And that energy is magnetic. It draws us in. It makes us want to be part of a man who's going somewhere. As modern Stoics, we understand the power of self-discipline and focus. The old Stoic philosophers taught that purpose is the foundation of a meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When you wake up each day with a sense of purpose, it radiates outward. Your actions become purposeful, your decisions become clear, and the world begins to take notice. Your presence will make people want to follow, especially women. They're not attracted to someone who is constantly following them. They're drawn to someone who leads and has a direction. Purpose is not just about your career or money, it's about your vision for life. It's about moving towards something bigger, something transcendent. When you have that, you are no longer just another man, you're a force. Women are not looking for men who revolve around them. We are looking for men who pull us into their orbit. That is the magnetic power of purpose. And let me tell you this, when you have a mission, it commands respect. Women want to build something with a man who is going somewhere. We don't fall in love with men who revolve around us. We fall in love with men who show us a vision of the future and invite us to walk alongside them. Now, here's your step. Define your mission. Stop making women the center of your universe. Build your world, your career, your passions, your goals, and invite us into it. This is when we stop taking you for granted. This is when we look at you with hunger. Because when you live a life of purpose, we want to be part of that. Remember, direction and purpose are powerful. The Stoics believed that true strength comes from within, from mastering your emotions and pursuing a greater vision. Be the man who rises above mediocrity, the man who lives with intention. And when you do that, women will follow, not because you ask them to, but because your strength, your presence, and your mission are impossible to ignore. So take charge. Build your world. Make your purpose the driving force in your life. And when you do, watch as the women around you gravitate toward that power. If this message resonates with you, like this video, comment below and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful insights. Now comment below to affirm, I am a man with purpose. Let this be a reminder to yourself and to others of the strength and clarity you're stepping into. Keep moving forward with confidence. 4. Sexual grounding. Presence is everything. Control instills trust. Purpose commands respect. But then there's the level where your very being becomes magnetic, sexual grounding. Allow me to share a truth as a woman. Sometimes a man doesn't even need to touch me for me to feel his presence. It starts with something as simple yet profound as eye contact. His gaze locks with mine, unwavering, steady, and deep. His eyes speak louder than words. Then his voice, low, deliberate, and unhurried, draws me in. His body stays still, exuding calm, but I can sense the fire beneath it all. And before a word is spoken, my pulse quickens. My lips part, my body heats. I'm already turned on simply by his presence. This is what I call sexual grounding. Now, let's break down what makes sexual grounding so irresistible. It's not about rehearsed pickup lines or trying to prove you're sexy. It's not about performing or putting on a facade to get attention. It's about owning the energy that radiates from you when you're fully comfortable with your own desire. You don't hide it. You don't try to mask it or force it into some socially acceptable box. Instead, you acknowledge it, you embrace it, and you own it. That energy is magnetic. It draws us in. Women are attracted to men who can stand tall in their own masculinity, who don't feel the need to prove their worth. When you are grounded in your own desires and at peace with them, women can feel it, and it makes them crave your presence even more. Unfortunately, most men leak nervous, needy sexual energy. You've seen it, men who stare too long, eyes wide with desperation. Men who laugh too loudly, as though trying to convince others and themselves that they're desirable. Men who rush things, pushing boundaries too fast without giving space for natural connection. As soon as we sense that neediness, we shut down. The energy is off, it feels like pressure, and we don't want to feel like we have to perform or live up to an expectation. It becomes a turnoff. But here's the magic of sexual grounding. The man who remains calm and centered in his own skin is the one who drives us wild. The man who holds our gaze with purpose but never rushes to make a move is the one who we can't stop thinking about. The man who stays still, his energy contained yet somehow more potent, is the one who makes us melt. He doesn't have to chase us because he doesn't need anything from us. His presence alone is enough. is, so, what makes this kind of man so desirable? It's simple. He's not seeking validation from the world. He doesn't crave external approval or applause. Instead, he's centered in his own power. His masculinity is something that doesn't need to be loud or boastful. It's quiet, but it's strong. When you are grounded in your own being, it shows. You don't have to try to attract attention. You naturally become the center of it. Women are drawn to that kind of power because it's rare, it's authentic, it's real. Think of it like this: there's a massive difference between a man who seeks validation and a man who owns his own energy. A man who seeks validation is constantly searching for something outside of himself to fill him up, to confirm his worth. He looks for signals from the world that he's good enough. He's like a leaf in the wind, tossed around by whatever is happening around him. But a man who owns his energy is like an oak tree, grounded, unshaken, unwavering. He's not moved by the opinions of others, and that sense of calm and self assurance is incredibly attractive. One of the most powerful things a man can do is be still. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But in a world full of noise, chaos, and constant distraction, stillness is rare. And women crave it. When you are still, you create space. Space for connection. Space for her to feel comfortable. Space for her to trust you, to want you. Stillness conveys control, mastery, and strength. It says, I'm here and I don't need to rush anything. It's that energy of being, not doing, that we find intoxicating. Most men rush into things, whether it's with their words, their actions, or their body language. But the man who remains present, still, and controlled becomes a magnetic force. He's not trying to seduce you with clever lines. He's not rushing the interaction. He's simply there, completely comfortable with who he is and what he desires. And in doing so, he gives her the space to feel safe and to want him. The ultimate draw. When you own your desire, she'll own you. When you master sexual grounding, you give her the freedom to surrender. There's a powerful balance between desire and control. When you own your desire, it doesn't come off as needy or desperate. It becomes a force of nature. Your confidence in your own desire is so undeniable that it doesn't need to be expressed through words or actions. Women are drawn to this level of control, not because it feels dominating, but because it feels safe. It feels grounded. We crave men who are in control of themselves, not in a way that tries to dominate or control us, but in a way that shows deep self-awareness and confidence. This is what sexual grounding is all about. It's the ability to be unapologetic about your own desires while also remaining grounded and centered. And when you're grounded in your power, you become irresistible. So let me be clear, when you learn to own your energy to become sexually grounded, you'll never need to chase a woman again. She'll come to you, drawn to the power that radiates from your very being. That's the beauty of sexual grounding. It's not just about attraction. It's about commanding attraction. And that, my friend, is a level of masculinity that makes women chase you. Remember, it's about the energy you exude. Be confident, be present, be still, own your power, and the world, including the women in it, will come to you. 5. Boundaries and standards. When it comes to attraction, the strongest force in any relationship is not just physical presence, but the power of boundaries and standards. Presence pulls us in, control builds our trust, and purpose earns our respect, but it is sexual grounding that makes us ache for you. However, it is your boundaries and standards that set the stage for obsession. As a woman, let me admit something few men realize. We chase the hardest the man we cannot bend. The man who doesn't change his rules simply because he wants us. The man who values himself above our approval. That man makes us desperate to prove we're worthy of him. It's an undeniable truth that boundaries breed respect and standards foster deep craving. When you set boundaries, not only do you protect yourself, but you make us realize just how much you value yourself, and in turn, us. We begin to understand that you are not just another option. You become the prize, and that flips something inside us, igniting an intense desire to win your approval. We chase harder, we fight for your attention, we beg for your validation. I've lived this firsthand. I once tested a man. I showed up late, pushed his patience to the brink, trying to see if he would tolerate it. He didn't yell, he didn't beg. He simply looked at me calmly and said, "If that's how you treat my time, this won't work." In that moment, my stomach dropped. I felt anger, yes, but also an attraction so intense it shook me. Why? Because he had standards I couldn't break. He wasn't desperate for my approval. He simply stated the truth and stood by it. In that moment, he showed me what real strength and conviction looked like. Instead of being the one in control, I wanted him even more. His calmness, his refusal to bend, his unwavering standards made me crave him. Boundaries and standards turn the tables. When you say no without anger, without weakness, you rise above the crowd of men who beg for attention. You stop being just an option and you become the one every woman wants. Remember, attracting women is not about pleasing them. It's about building a life where you are not afraid to protect yourself. When you value your time, energy, and presence enough to draw a line, that's when the attraction deepens. This is the psychology of love. Women are drawn to men who value themselves above all. We don't want to bend you to our will. We want to prove we're worthy of you. So, be the man who holds firm in his standards. Don't apologize for your boundaries and never compromise them for approval. When you do, you'll notice that women chase harder, desire more, and respect you in ways you've never imagined. This is how you unlock the deepest levels of attraction, not by being flexible, but by remaining steadfast in who you are. Your boundaries are your strength. Your standards are your magnet. Keep them, and you'll find that they will pull women toward you like nothing else. When you stand strong in your values, you attract women who are not only impressed, but also desperate to win your approval, your validation, and your love. Relationship goals aren't just about affection, they're about respect. And that's where boundaries and standards come in. The moment you start demanding respect is the moment you start being the prize. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 6. Leadership and social power. Leadership is one of the most magnetic energies a man can possess, especially when it comes to attracting women. It's a primal force that stirs something deep within us. A man who exudes leadership doesn't need to shout or demand attention. His presence alone commands respect. When you radiate confidence in decision making, when you step up with clarity and purpose, people follow. Women are drawn to that. They can't help themselves. I remember a moment that hit me like a wave. I was at a party once, surrounded by a group of people, but one man stood out. He wasn't the loudest, nor was he trying to show off. But when things got uncertain and decisions needed to be made, he simply stepped forward. He didn't hesitate. His presence was calm, assured, and filled with authority. As the group fell silent and turned to him, my body reacted instinctively. My chest tightened. My mind raced. It was as if I could feel the energy shift. In that moment, I realized something I hadn't fully understood before. Leadership is irresistible. I looked around and noticed other women, but all I wanted was his attention. I was jealous of anyone near him. Without thinking, I knew I'd fight for him. That's the power of leadership. It triggers something primal inside us that makes us crave the man who can take charge and provide direction. The modern Stoic understands this concept deeply. As the old Stoics taught us, true power comes not from domination, but from the ability to lead with wisdom, clarity, and integrity. A man who can guide others with purpose and precision embodies the highest form of masculine energy. You must realize this. Leadership doesn't require arrogance. It requires confidence in your purpose and a calm demeanor. In today's world, where chaos and uncertainty are rampant, women instinctively seek out the man who can provide stability. Don't waste time pretending to be someone you're not. Embrace the Stoic principle of self-mastery. Be a man who leads not by force but by example. Leadership creates an atmosphere of certainty that women find magnetic. That is the level of masculine energy that draws them in, that makes them want to follow you. It's a quiet yet undeniable power. As a modern Stoic, you know the importance of emotional control and clarity. You don't let your emotions cloud your decisions. You lead with purpose, and that alone makes you irresistible. Let's be clear, if you want to be the kind of man women can't stop thinking about, start by mastering leadership. It's not about the title, the position, or the accolades. It's about the way you carry yourself, the way you make decisions, and how you influence others without even trying. Leadership is an energy that flows naturally when you align yourself with the core principles of Stoicism, self control, wisdom, and courage. You must step into your power, lead with integrity, and watch how the world follows you. A man who leads with certainty, especially in times of uncertainty, will always have the attention of women. The old Stoics said it best: he who is not a good servant will not be a good master. And to be a good master, you must first be a leader in your own life. Embrace the power that comes with being the calm, clear voice of reason, and watch the world gravitate toward you. Remember, you are not here to follow, you are here to lead. When you embody leadership, when you live with a strong sense of purpose and direction, women will see it and they will follow. And that is the highest form of attraction. 7. Energetic mastery. What does it feel like? It's not about the words you speak or the actions you take. It's the energy you radiate by simply existing. When a man is fully centered in who he is, unshakable, grounded, alive, we feel it. His presence pulls us in like gravity. We can't help but orbit him. And this isn't a choice, it's instinctive. I once met a man who barely spoke. He didn't need to. His calm, his presence, his silent strength wrapped around me like a storm I couldn't escape. He wasn't chasing me. He wasn't performing for me. He simply was. And that, in itself, made me addicted to him. Women don't want to own this man. We want to belong to him. We love him. We obey him. We surrender to him. We do anything for him. This is the final level of masculine energy. It's not a game. It's not a trick. It's who you become. Once you embody it, you'll never need to chase another woman again because we'll be the ones chasing you. No question, no doubt. You've now walked through the 7 levels of masculine energy: presence, control, purpose, sexual grounding, boundaries, leadership, and energetic mastery. And as a woman, let me tell you, these aren't abstract concepts. I've lived them. I've surrendered to them. I've chased men who embodied them. These energies are real. They ignite our bodies, invade our thoughts, and make us yours. But here's the cold, hard truth most men avoid. It doesn't matter how high you climb, how much you rise in these energies if you secretly sabotage yourself. Many men destroy their own attraction without realizing it. They destroy their energy not by failing to add the right things, but by doing the wrong things. So let me lay it out for you. 4 things you must never do, because if you do, you'll erase everything you've built. 1. Don't become a people pleaser. If your life revolves around keeping everyone happy, your boss, your friends, your family, your woman, you will never be respected. Women don't want a man who bends for every voice around him. We want a man who stands firm in his truth, even if it offends us. People pleasing is weakness disguised as kindness, and weakness never makes us crave you. 2. Don't numb yourself with distractions. Porn, endless scrolling, video games, cheap dopamine. These things kill your masculine edge. Why? Because they drain your drive, your focus, and your hunger. If you waste your energy in fake worlds, you'll have nothing left to give in the real world. Women feel this instantly. We don't want a man lost in numbness. We want a man alive, present, and on fire. 3. Don't live without discipline. A man with no control over his habits, his body, his time is already defeated. Women don't trust a man who can't even lead himself. If you can't master your sleep, your health, your finances, and your word, how can you ever master us? Discipline is sexier than charm, and without it, everything you've built will collapse. 4. Don't fear your own power. So many men dim themselves down. They hide their ambition, their strength, their desire because they're afraid of being too much. But listen carefully. Nothing makes a woman dry faster than a man afraid of himself. We don't want small. We don't want safe. We want a man who owns his hunger, his strength, and his dominance without apology. If you fear your power, you'll never reach ours. Men who fall into these traps live like shadows. They never rise. They chase women who don't want them. They collapse under pressure. They waste their years in quiet desperation. But men who rise into the 7 levels of masculine energy and avoid these 4 traps become unstoppable. Women chase them. Respect follows them. Life bends to them. So, now you know. Embody these 7 levels, avoid the traps, and you'll never chase again. Because when you stand in your full power, women will chase you until the end. Hey guys, I hope this message has hit home for you. Now here's your challenge. Stop asking what women want. Start becoming the man who commands it. Pick one level to master right now. Maybe it's owning the room with your presence, staying calm with emotional control, or cutting out the addictions that drain you. Whatever it is, start today. Because when you rise into your true masculine core, you'll never beg again. You'll never have to chase again. Women will feel you. We will respect you. We will crave you, and we'll fight for you. Remember this: women don't want to tame you. We want to surrender to you. We want to love you. We want to die for you. So rise, claim your place, step into your power. Once you do, we'll have no choice but to chase you. If this message hit you, don't just watch and forget. Act now. Subscribe because this is just the beginning of your rise. Every week, I'm giving you tools to sharpen your presence, strengthen your control, and unleash the power that makes women chase you. Comment below. Which level do you know you need to master first? Be honest. Call yourself out. When you write it down, you start owning it. And don't forget to share this with a brother who needs it, the one still chasing, still begging, still lost. Give him this wake-up call, and remember, you are the prize. Women don't complete you. They crave you. They chase you, but only when you rise. So stop waiting. Step into your masculine energy. Claim your power. Once you do, women will have no choice but to chase you. No